YouTube is changing, so our strategies need to change too. Here are 5 things that you need to know in order to grow a YouTube channel in 2025. By the way, this video is sponsored by Riverside, more on them later. All right, you know my style, guys, let's get straight to it. The first thing you need to know to really thrive on YouTube in 2025 is that the essence of how we all use YouTube is slightly shifting. YouTube is turning into a more community-driven platform versus a broadcast-driven platform. By the way, this shift isn't just happening to YouTube, it's actually happening to almost every social media channel, but that is a conversation for another day. YouTube recently announced a bunch of updates coming to its platform. One area that received a lot of attention was their community features. Everything from the community tab, which is getting a glow up, all the way through to how we interact with our communities. They're calling it a new communities experience for fans by fans. That's a strapline literally taken directly from their website. Now, if you want the full lowdown on all of YouTube's recent announcements and all of their new features coming to their platform, I'm going to link to a video where I do a deep dive. For the sake of this video and this point I'm trying to make, all you need to know is that there are a bunch of updates which are going to make it a lot easier for us to engage with our audience. In addition to things like easier comment replies, they're also going to be opening up a communities hub which will allow our audience to share their own content. Think of it as like a Facebook integration if you are of the same age range as me. If you're not, I don't even know what we would compare this to. If you're younger than me, then just humor me. You still know what I'm talking about. It's going to be like a messaging board where it's not just you who's able to share content and updates, but your audience will be able to share their own content and updates too under your channel. Do you see why this is such a significant shift? So what does this actually mean? How do you and I as YouTube creators actually make the most of this change? Mojo.
I got a cake. I got a cake. We got a cake. We got a cake, Mojo, we got a cake.
Okay, but I am still filming there.
We got a cake.
That was a good dance. This is my birthday cake. So what does this mean for you and I? How do we as YouTube creators actually make the most of this shift? Well, if we start at the absolutely basic level, we need to start utilizing our communities tab if we're not already doing so. We want to start training our audience to expect to see content from us outside of our long form videos or outside of our shorts. So start using that community tab, start sharing random photos and updates for your life. Think of it as like an Instagram carousel if you're on Instagram and that makes any sense to you. Think of it as a way to allow your audience to peek behind the curtains and learn a little bit more about you. Once you've done that basic level, we can move on to the intermediate level. Now, this level is all about the conversations that you are or are not having with your audience. I'm going to call myself out here because this is the level that I've not mastered yet, but I'm committed to mastering in the near future. And this is basically when you start to practice having full conversations with your audience in the comment sections of your content. So I'm not just talking about responding to your audience with an emoji or with a thank you, which I am guilty for. Although I will say that when I say thank you, I really mean it. Like that message has come from the heart. But I could do better and so could you. Remember, YouTube is shifting to being a community-based platform, which means that we need to practice connecting with our audience outside of just creating great content for them. We need to actually be having genuine conversations with our community. Now, the advanced level of how we leverage this change is to start using the community hub, which is the update coming to YouTube as and when it's released. Now, the good news is that most of us don't have access to this yet, which kind of gives us a get out of jail free card because like we can't do the advanced version because it's not out yet. But depending on when you're watching this, you might have access. If you head over to your community tab and you've seen that it's received a glow up and now your audience are actually able to share their own videos and own content under your channel, I want you to start leveraging it. I want you to start encouraging your audience to share content and set some daily reminders to check in on what's being shared so that you can respond and engage with it. Hopefully, if you've done the basic level and intermediate level tasks that I just shared, your audience will be prepped and primed and ready to start leveraging all of these brand new community features in 2025 and beyond. I just checked my notes and noticed there's a section coming up which is ever so slightly controversial. So hold on for that one, kids. Before we get there though, the next thing you need to know to grow on YouTube in 2025 and beyond is how to use AI the right way. Don't roll your eyes at me. I know you're rolling your eyes at me because I just said AI and you're probably thinking, my God, if one more person talks to me about AI, you're gonna quit YouTube forever. Don't do that, okay? I know everyone's talking about it, but when I talk about it in this video, I don't just wanna be like, oh, you should use AI. No, I wanna talk about the ways that you can use AI effectively to grow your channel. There is a right way and a wrong way to use AI in order to grow your channel. The wrong way is to head over to ChatGPT and enter a prompt which says something like, hey, please write an entire YouTube video script about plant care. And then you set your camera up and you read from the script like an absolute robot, and then you publish that video and you're good to go. That's the wrong way to use it. It's also going to be the way that a lot of people are using it next year, but we're going to use it a different way, and that's going to allow us to stand out and also create better quality content. So the ways in which I recommend you use AI as part of your YouTube production process. The first method is through ideation. So asking ChatGPT to give you different video topic ideas just to get the brain juices flowing. That's great. Also using the Insights tab on YouTube, which I feel like I talk about a lot on this channel, but it's a great feature. It's driven by AI and it gives you different content ideas for your channel. Those ways of using AI are great, but always remember not to take these video ideas at face value and to actually merge these suggestions with what you think your audience would like. The second and most exciting way that I want you to use AI is actually to speed up the production process. There are so many different editing tools that you can utilize now, which allows you to create better quality content and to do it quickly. The tools that I'm referring to live on a platform called Riverside. Now, Riverside is essentially an online studio which allows you to record and edit content from wherever you are. Now, I'm going to show you literally step by step, although there's not that many steps involved because this is literally one of the easiest platforms to use ever. But I'm going to show you the different ways that you can speed up your production process using Riverside. So if we get my trusty screen recording up, let's head to my demo studio on the left here, which is where all my demos are. You guessed it. I'm going to open up a video that I've previously uploaded to Riverside, and I'm going to click on the edit button. Right, so the first tool I want to show you is the text editor tool. This basically allows you to edit your video footage by using the transcript from your video. So on the left, what you're seeing is a transcript of every single thing that I say in this video, and I'm able to go through this and delete whole sentences that I don't want in the actual clip, and it will automatically update the actual video footage. For example, I might be looking through this and realize that I actually don't want to say this entire sentence. I can highlight that, click delete, and just like that, it has deleted it from the actual video footage. This is a super efficient way for you to tidy up your content and very quickly edit your videos. The next tool is called Magic Mute. So if you want to head over to the AI producer section, click that button, and down here you can click Magic Mute. Now, this is a great function for anyone who is interviewing other people and you want to make sure that someone else's mic or audio stream is muted during your video recording. You can click on the Magic Mute button and it will automatically mute all non-talking participants in your video footage. How clever. Next up, and one of my absolute favorites, is Magic Audio. This allows you to enhance the audio quality of your video with just one click. This is literally how easy it is. So like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that it doesn't take long to teach how to do this, because you literally just click the button and it does it for you. This is perfect for anyone who doesn't have like a really high quality mic yet, or for anyone who filmed some footage when they were out and about and there's some background noise. You can literally click this button and it will enhance your audio for you using AI. Other features to explore include Magic Clips. This uses AI to find the best parts of your video and turn them into short form cut downs. All you have to do is click on Generate Clips. You can set the duration, you can set the focus, hit Generate Clips, give it a few minutes and it will come up with a bunch of cut downs for you, which you can see over here. And last but not least, they also have a show notes feature, which I absolutely love. Hit the show notes button, click on the show more button under summary, and Riverside is going to give you a whole load of useful information for you to use in your YouTube description box, including a summary of the video, keywords for the video, key takeaways, potential titles, potential sound bites, and even chapters. So those are those things which allow you to hover through my video and figure out what I'm talking about in different sections, which you can probably see on the screen right now. That's what you can get with one click when you use the show notes feature on Riverside. So if you want to make sure you're using AI the right way, and if you want to make the most of all the tools that I just shared with you, you can join Riverside via the link in my description and use code Jade Beason for 15% off when you upgrade to a paid plan. All right, should we move on to the slightly controversial part now? Yeah, let's do it. So this slightly controversial tip in regards to how you're going to grow on YouTube in 2025 is to stop focusing on your subscriber count.
What?
I know what that sounds like. The girl who has a couple 100,000 subscribers is telling you
subscribers don't matter.
The thing is that they actually don't. And I do have a whole video where I dive into this topic and I show you receipts and everything. So if you're still skeptical, by the end of this section, you are more than welcome to watch it. I will link to it up here. Now, the reason why I'm saying not to focus on subscribers is because in my experience, when you focus heavily on your subscriber count, you often are focusing on the wrong metrics. Yes, it's great to say that you've got 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, subscribers, whatever. But when it comes to your end goal, I'm willing to bet that your subscriber count is not going to be the thing that gets you there. For example, if you're using YouTube because you want to build a community, you can have 1,000 subscribers but be averaging 10,000 views per video and have a stronger community than if you have 100,000 subscribers and you're averaging 500 views per video. It's the views that's driving your community. The same thing can be said for money. If you're starting a YouTube channel because you want to earn some money, no judgment here, I respect it, right? If you want to earn money through brand partnerships, the views on your video are going to be the thing that brands are looking at. If you want to earn money through the ads that you can place in your videos, also known as joining YouTube's partner program, the amount of money you earn from ads is actually based on how many views your videos get. So really, one of the most important metrics on YouTube is actually your views and not your subscriber count. I would even go so far to argue that other metrics, including your click-through rate, so how many people click on your videos when they see it, your engagement, so how many people are liking your video or commenting your video, I would even go as far to say that those metrics are more important than your subscriber count too. So if you've just listened to me passionately harp on about how your subscriber count isn't as important and you're actually agreeing with me, right? If I've won you over a bit, you might be wondering, where does that leave you? Like, what does that mean for what you should be doing in 2025 to truly grow? What it means is that you need to shift your energy from trying to get as many subscribers as possible to actually focusing on creating quality content that your audience are enjoying on the platform. That is the thing that's going to help you grow. The more content you create, which leaves your audience feeling like they've gotten something from it, they've taken some form of value from it, they've been entertained, educated, they've been inspired, there's been some kind of value they've taken from your video, the more likely they are to continue watching your other videos, to like your videos, to comment your videos, to join your communities, to support the brands that you work with, to support your own brand if you have one. All of those things come from focusing on the quality of your content versus focusing on how many subscribers you can get. So I want you to stop asking people to subscribe to your channel within the first few seconds of your video starting. You are wasting valuable time. Those first few seconds are about hooking your audience in and delivering on that value as quickly as you possibly can. I also want you to stop measuring your success based on how many subscribers you have. That is not the metric that determines how well your content is performing. It's your views, it's your click-through rate, it's your retention rate. Those are the ones that I want you to focus on. Can you guys hear that piano in the background? If that is actually someone playing the piano, they are very good. But let me tell you, they did not live here yesterday because I've never heard a piano in this building before. I love it though, it's giving drama. All right, so the next thing you need to know about growing on YouTube next year is that the creators who are going to see the most success are going to do less niching and more focusing. Now, I know that niching previously was like the thing to do. Like a few years ago, it was like, you need to niche down to the point where you are in this tiny little hole and you can only talk about one very specific thing. For example, back when I started my channel, me talking about every single social media channel was actually seen as not the right thing to do back then. Instead, what I was being told is that I should only speak about one social media channel because I was constantly hearing that everyone needs to niche down even further. I didn't do that though. Instead, I chose to focus on the people who I was trying to reach through my content, and that allowed me to speak about different social media channels and different forms of marketing. The key word there though is focus. It wasn't like I just said, I'm going to talk about anything I want whenever I want. What I actually did was picked an audience I wanted to speak to and I focused on them. So how do you pick that audience? Well, the first thing you want to do is conjure up an image of a person in your mind. And this person should represent the person who you feel like you're speaking to when you film your content. So when I rack out my camera, this huge monstrous camera that I've recently bought, which still intimidates me to this day. But when I whack out this ridiculously expensive camera and I look into the lens, I'm imagining that I'm speaking to someone who uses social media for some kind of purpose. So they're either a business owner, they're a content creator, they're super ambitious, they're super determined, and they really want to do something great with the use of social media. That is who I'm thinking about when I'm looking into this lens. So who are you thinking about? Who are you creating content for? Write down some attributes about this person, their likes, their dislikes, and then we'll move on to the next step. The next step is to think about you, because you need to be part of this, right? I want you to think about what you like and what you love. It's important that we don't miss this step, because whatever audience or whatever topic we end up focusing on, we have to make sure that it's something that we genuinely love, because if we don't love it, we're not going to stick with it. So what do you love? Write it all down. Write the different niches that you like, the different topics that you like, the different, activities that you like to do. Write it all down. The third and final thing that we want to figure out is what we can share, because this is an important part. It's not enough just to know what your audience likes, but also what you like, and just merge those things and pick a focus area. No. We also need to take into consideration what you can actually share, right? If you are someone who loves to watch travel content and you know that your audience also loves to watch travel content, but you don't travel, so you can't actually create travel content, then we've got a non-starter here, don't we? There's no point us focusing on travel. So I want you to think about what you can actually share, right? So let's use myself as another example because I'm the only one here. My audience are interested in social media, marketing, and entrepreneurship. I am also interested in all three of those things. I always have been. Since I was like 8 years old, I used to want to be a marketer when I was older. Yes, I know how sad that sounds, but that is just the truth. The third thing is what I can share. I studied marketing. I worked in marketing for 8 years. This is a subject that I actually know about and I can therefore create content about. You merge all those things together and bam, you've got your focus area. So try and find that one common thing in between those three different categories that you can use, because that is going to be your focus area. That is going to be the audience that you focus on. Now, the result might be that your focus area is actually a niche. You might do this whole process and be like, oh, it's fashion and that's a niche. Great. Or you might realize that your focus area is actually more convoluted and it's more an audience group. So you might do all of that and then realize that your focus area is actually millennial professionals and all the things that are of interest to that audience group. And therefore that's the thing that you focus on. Whatever you end up getting, it doesn't matter. As long as you feel good about it, you figured out who your audience are and you're willing to dedicate at least 80% of your content to that focus area. Okay, so the fifth and final thing that you are going to want to nail, you and me are going to want to nail if we want to continue our growth in 2025 on YouTube, is to make mistakes and to make them quickly. Something that I am not very good at. I'm good at making mistakes. I'm not good at making them quickly. What I mean by this is if you are and ahhing between a new camera or a new style of content, maybe you're going to trial a new format. Maybe you want to do vlogs when all this time you've been doing sit down talking head videos. In order for you to figure out whether or not that decision is going to be a mistake, you have to make the decision and you have to make it quickly. And that's the part that I'm, and potentially you, are not very good at. What you might be doing is dragging your feet with these decisions, putting too much thought into them and getting yourself into a bit of a twist and not actually making any action when it comes to this new thing that you want to try. We want to move quickly. I'm trying everything in my power to not say that awful phrase, which is like move fast and break things. I've just said it. It's like the startup phrase that everyone says in like Silicon Valley or whatever. I tried my best not to say it, but really that is kind of what I'm saying. In order for us to learn from our mistakes, we have to make the mistakes and make them quickly. I would much rather you make a mistake in 1 week and learn from it than drag your feet and make that mistake in a year's time. Think about how much you could have grown if you just made that mistake a lot earlier in your journey. Okay, so those are the things that we need to know if we're going to be growing on YouTube in 2025, and we are going to be growing. I have complete faith in us. If you want to get your hands on all of those incredible tools that I showed you earlier, do not forget to head to the link in my description to join Riverside, and you can use my code Jade Beason for 15% off when you upgrade to a Riverside plan. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It's one of my favorite videos I've ever filmed. It is an overview of all the different viral video topics that you could be using on YouTube this year and beyond to help you get more views on your content. I literally list every single video topic. I explain why all the topics work, and at the end, I even give you a hack to come up with your own viral content ideas in the future. Don't say I don't spoil you. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I can't wait to see you in my next video.